So guys, we got something serious to talk about, and I mean legit serious. It's the state of Digimon Masters by GameKing and all the drama that comes with it. So let's dive in and have a discussion. Alright guys, so a massive tragedy has hit DMO. You want to guess what it is? Hackers. Loot boxes. Animosity towards people's opinions. We're going to start off with the last one, and then we'll work our way up. Difference of opinion of the state of the game is there's PvP. It's a PvP game. Not PvP, pay to win game. People are going to different servers, private servers. I will address the DMW stuff and my thoughts on it in a different video. Right now, we're going to talk about the pay to win concept and if it factors in the DMO. Now, I will be honest, I definitely feel like I'm one of the very few people in the DMO community or just in the Digimon community that play DMO that feels that DMO is not a play to win game. You know, there are some people that accept that and support, like, hey, I support your opinion, but I definitely disagree. Or there's people that, hey, screw you, you're wrong, and what have you. And the thing is, it's also the reversal. People are on my side doing that. First off, yes, this is a response video to OmegaNyx's video. However, I agree and disagree with some of his topics that he brought up on that. And his thoughts on the pay to win is the opposite of mine. I don't think DMO is a pay to win game. I think it's a pay to make things easier. You can attain stuff naturally through the game without having to buy stuff. However, it does, I will admit, it will take longer. You can be very lucky or you can be very unlucky. But the thing is, I feel for pay to win to be applicable to DMO is that it needs a PvP kind of content. Now, back in JoyMax's day, they were saying they were going to bring out PvP, and I think for a little time there was PvP. Didn't happen. Now you got Rumble Chess. I don't think there's anything you can do with Rumble Chess in terms of regular gameplay. So, like I said, I don't think it's that way. However, I do understand that there's a paywall for a lot of stuff, but overall, you can get the stuff in game because there's going to be someone that will buy it and sell it. However, there's price gougers. They manipulate the markets. Now, that's something that OmegaNyx and I agree about. They're going to manipulate the market, but that can't be blamed on the game. That's blamed on the person. Yes, there is very low RNG percentage. Example, I think it's OmegaMon X is a 0.01% chance. Now, I'd be dumb to say if I didn't want it, but it's fine. If I don't have it, I have other means. It's my choice. With that being said, I can see their side of the argument because, it makes people less wanting to play the game because, it's a lot harder. But at the same time, you got to factor in this type of game is a Korean-made game. A lot of Korean MMOs are grindy. They're meant to be grindy. Even American MMOs are grindy. I don't know about really much anymore because they're a lot more lax now, but they used to be super grindy. I remember Final Fantasy XI when I would play and try to unlock frickin' Dark Knight. It took me 3 months. Same thing with Star Wars Galaxies. It took me almost a year to unlock Jedi. Back in the day when Jedi was super hard to get, and then they finally re-released it as, oh, you get to pick Jedi at the start. Yeah, I get it. I felt that way. I felt cheated. I felt whatnot, but I understood because sometimes, you know what, you got to adapt with the fan base. And you know what? They have to adapt with the fan base. Do I think GameKing is doing it? I think slowly, but surely they are. I don't think they're doing it fast enough for the community, but I have a feeling they may kick into overdrive at some point because of everything that's going on. But PvP is not in the game. But yes, there are some things throughout a pay or blocked by a paywall. And I will say this, GameKing, if you're watching this, $300 for a freaking jog rest, no thank you. You should be thinking smarter and realize that right now we're in the middle of a pandemic and you are trying to price gouge people's livelihood. Wrong on you. But I digress. I don't think it's pay to win. And you know, I have some cool things in my account. I'll admit that. Same thing I'm sure with OmegaNyx. I'm sure with other content creators. I think BlueberryMatt has some good stuff too. Same thing with Shadow Shack. And even Chaos Giga. We've all had good things, but we've also had our issues with the game. I have never had my stuff hacked. I've lost my account. I've lost my credentials for the account, and I was able to recover them. Some people haven't. Some people have gotten hacked and they haven't gotten anything back. So I can admit that I don't fully understand from that standpoint. It's really hard to do, and I'm really sorry. But when you, in some instances, when that happens, you don't challenge the hacker. First off, do not challenge the hackers. Do not call them out. Do not bait them. I don't think that's a safe bet because you're just going to make things worse. Now, if you have the ability to do it, then do it. Do what you got to do. But to be safer than sorry, don't challenge. It doesn't always end well. 90% of the time, it doesn't end well. Let's see. And then another thing, when you do challenge them and you lose, like let's say you got an account, made your account, got it all the way up, then you got your account hacked. Okay, you lost everything. You know what you can do? You can do one of two things. Three things. You can start over again, which is usually easy. Yes, you have to regrind everything. Then you'll either get back to where you were or you'll stop. Or you can quit. Just end the game there. But don't create a new account just to challenge the hacker. What is the point? You got nothing to prove. You didn't win the first time in that instance when you challenged them. Don't do it again. It's not smart. Now, I know people are going to complain saying, well, why? Oh, woe is me. And what have you. But you got those choices. Honestly, just either rebuild or just stop. It's all the easiest thing you can do. But don't go and challenge people. Now, now that I'm kind of like delving into this, we'll talk about the hacker part. Oops, sorry. I've seen the stuff. I'm not sure how I feel about it completely, but you know, it's definitely legit. I feel for these accounts that have been taken. It's just crazy. Now, I don't think it's worth the challenge, but I don't know. It's just very, very convoluted. I'm scrolling down here looking at everything. I would show it to you guys, but I don't think it's appropriate. Because it just doesn't. No reason. Now I get why Nyx did that, all that stuff. He and I had a very at length discussion today, before this stream, earlier this morning actually, about it. And I get it. I guess my biggest thing was just the whole PvP not PvP, pay to win aspect. But and you know, I'm kind of skeptical on this stuff too. But you know, it's possible. I really think there needs to be a roundtable discussion about this, which I'll just say this. Stay tuned for that. We're getting content creators all over the place from Twitch and YouTube to talk about this. But Nyx isn't wrong in his opinion, and neither am I. Now, there's two sides to the coin. I highly recommend all the DMO community, all the Digimon community, all the Digimon gamers. We're a community of one, not divided. We should support one another and let people grow within legal and proper means. Just to get that clear. Do right before doing wrong. Don't even do wrong. It's just, I don't know. It's really tough. Because I get it. I feel for you guys. I feel for everyone that's had their accounts hacked. I feel for everyone that's been cheated out of stuff. Who's invested so much into the game and lost everything. It's just like, you make those conscious decisions. Like, you're the one who chooses to put your PayPal on there. You're the one who chooses to put your credit card or debit card or bank account, what have you, into that. That's your choice, but use proper judgment. Don't be negligent in decision making. You gotta be proper. And I think that's one of the biggest faults with DMO, because it enables you to make improper decisions, but you gotta be the responsible adult to do it. If you're not making those decisions, financial decisions, the proper ones, what are you doing? Please stop. OmegaNyx is not worth spending all your excess money. It really isn't. Now, I think DMO has a lot to learn in terms of customer support. I've had good stuff from them. I've had good responses from them, but I damn well know they've had very bad response times. I know they've ignored things. But you should not be telling people like Nyx that he's wrong, or telling me that I'm wrong. You can say, I agree with you on your view, but I disagree in my opinion. It's okay. But you have to do it in the way where you can actually understand where the other person's coming from. And I personally 100% think Nyx understands where I'm coming from. And yes, he disagrees with me, and I disagree with him on his stance, but we both understand one another. And I think that's what makes it good for the Digimon community, because you got advocates for both sides. But this is not a civil war. This is not freaking let's get Thanos and destroy DMO and Digimon. We need to build the community together. So also, guys, if you haven't hit that subscribe button on here, also hit that subscribe button on OmegaNyx. Good content creator. He's playing I think Digimon Digital World Reborn, or I think that's what it's called, the new fan-made game. Great game. Try it out. No one disagrees on that. Try it out. That's the one thing we definitely have. We all agree on. Great game. But really, guys, we're about harmony. We want to unite. Let's do that. We are Digi-destined, every one of us. And we're going to bring this digital world to a new renaissance. So just be true, be supportive, and let's grow. Let's do it. Hopefully this answers questions. Please put some questions in the comment section. If you have thoughts and input, post it. If you guys are new to the channel and whatnot, if you watch me on Twitch or you watch my YouTube, awesome. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Same thing with new people. I'm glad you're here. But this is Time Lord, aka Asnables. I'm signing out, and we will discuss this further in another video.